All right, fair use disclaimer. This is your brother Wild Romeo back in another lesson. This video is for educational purposes only. This is your brother, like I said, Wild Romeo back in another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Waha, Rakakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, bishops of Great Millstone and Thomas Truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. We're going to get a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. And another lesson I want to bring out, as you see, Wells Fargo's patent smart dust biometrics surveillance. So everything is going digital, man. If anybody teaching the MOTB is anything but what the apostles and elders been teaching, they're not in the truth. And I know the reason why I say they ain't in the truth, because they're not teaching the correct doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's the truth. So let's get into these videos, see a couple scriptures, and Lord willing to be edifying.
What if I told you that in the near future, in order to pay for something through your bank, small, tiny airborne particles will swarm around you to read your biometric data in order to authenticate that payment? People are going to say this is a conspiracy theory, but here's the United States patent filed by Wells Fargo in 2022, and this invention is called Smart Dust. Here's the summary from the filed patent. You can read this for yourself, but Smart Dust is a system of small micro-electromechanical systems devices that can have sensors that collect data and transfer it to a base station device. These devices are small enough that they can be suspended in the air, and they can do facial recognition, get your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your eyes. They take that information, go back to the user profile, make sure it's you, and then they authenticate the payment. And less than a week ago, Trump signed an executive order that will require Americans to release their biometric data or lose their bank accounts. Of course, they will tell you that this is all for your security. Smart Dust was originally a military concept. Now it's going to be used as your wallet. What could go wrong? Well, this technology is insane because sure, it can be used to authenticate your payment, but it could also be used to surveil every single person in the world without them even knowing. I know Trump said no to central bank digital currencies, but don't you think that Smart Dust is worse? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
So that's the way of the world. They're going digital. And if you believe it or not, you're not going to have a choice in the matter, man. Because they're putting it, this biometrics, this technology in everything, man. They put it in everything. As you see, Microsoft and Coke signed $1.1 billion, it's a dollar, $1 billion 5-year AI deal. So they putting this thing in air when it's crazy, man. So I'm gonna play this video and hit one more. But you can see where everything is trending, man. Nanotechnology, man, in your Coke and your Pepsi. So you can't say that what the apostles been teaching is not the truth, man. We see that this man is putting it everywhere. You're not going to be able to escape it, man. So,
now, did you know they have found nanotechnology in Coca-Cola and in Pepsi products?
Nanoparticles, and some are very self-assembling. Nanorobots are deployed, which will be sometime perhaps in the 2020s or the 2030s.
I have a clean pipette. There's nothing in it. It's brand new. So now I'm going to open the product. So here we are, Pepsi Max. Let's open this product. I'm now going to get my product, the product, one drop. And this product is now on the microscope. And I've got it in dark field. Let's see what this sample does. So straight away, we have got a huge amount of dots. These are just like I'm seeing the blood. They are building together. These are like quantum dots. This is what I like. This is what I see in the blood. Obviously, you've just seen that there are all sorts in this. I don't know what this is. Oh, look at this. This is, I'm sorry, but this is this is what I see in the blood. This is a hydrogel ribbon. And you can see these these networks and structures they're building in lines. It's absolutely full.
Happens when the sample is exposed to the colloidal gold.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Wow. Wow.
So the really, really awesome thing about this is exposure at a distance. So the colloidal gold didn't actually come into contact with the sample.
You serious? Why would,
I'm
okay,
serious.
I have a question. Why would colloidal gold be working like this? I obviously know very little about it. Why would it be working this effectively?
Yeah, I don't know the answers to that question. I know that colloidal gold carries an electric charge. We make it with the process of electrolysis. It can be made in the home. I think.
So you see the antidote. I don't want to say anything about it, but you've seen the antidote. But so many people are not going to know about this, man. They're not going to know about the antidote, I say. And a lot of people going to be led to the slaughter, man, because the MOTB, which is the RFID, the microchip, is going to be connected somehow to this self-assembling nanotechnology, which they got it everywhere. They were basically introduced it through the jab, and they seen that so many people wouldn't take it, so they put it in. They pretty much put it in everything, man. Your food, your drinks. So there's no way out of having this in you, man, because they're spraying it in the air, and then you seen the smart dust. This man, we got to get out of here, man. As the brothers always say, man, we got to get out of here. And we know that we are not going to be able to take this flesh with us, man. This flesh is corrupted all the way, man. It don't make no difference how good you eat, how much you work out. It ain't gonna matter because they got this stuff everywhere.
Nah, this needs to be breaking news. They can remotely control yourself with 5G. Nah, this needs to be breaking news. Nah, this needs to be breaking news. They can remotely control your cells with 5G and mRNA jabs. Rockefeller U.S. patent confirms it. Bro, they patent the technology inside of your blood. How the fuck? They are literally admitting yo, I can't even speak. The vaccine has technology in it and they patent it like it exists. They can control you through 5G towers, people. This is the actual patent. The present invention provides methods and compositions for the remote control of cell function based on the use of radio frequency waves to excite nanoparticles targeted to the specific cell types. The nanoparticles may be applied to the target cell extracellularly and or expressed intercellularly. What? Bro, this needs to go viral. Spread this to everybody that got the fucking vaccine. Holy fuck.
So you're not going to be able to to overcome this man's society, man. You're not going to be able to overcome in this man's society. This man is made all flesh. Basically, is really going to be useless, man. And we know it's going to be useless because a lot of people think that since they are eating healthy and running and exercising, they're going to overcome what this man done did in the earth. You're not going to be able to, man. The only way out is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because this flesh is not going on a chariot. So you got to understand, even though we're in this corruptible flesh, it's not going with us. This flesh is going to be, it's going to stay here, man. And I just want to hit a couple scriptures. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." See, we're not warring after the flesh. We're not trying to take this man on in this flesh, man. These bodies are too weak, man. We get too sick. They got sicknesses going around now, man. That's why all these people took the jab because they thought that they would be healthier if they took it. And see now that they're putting this shit in the drinks and the food, there's no way to escape this man's web, man. So we walking in the flesh, we in the flesh, but we're not warring after the flesh, man. This is all spiritual, man. we're going after this man in the spirit. We're not doing it in the flesh, man, because he's able to manipulate this technology that's in your blood, man. So that's the reason why the Lord put the spirit on us to get built up in the faith of the Lord, man. Because you're not going to be able to get weapons and get this and get that. You're not going to be able to war after the flesh. When this man is able to go in his laboratory and bring out something and shit, not even that. They can just hit a button or something and have it attached your mind to the technology. Should we got? They say we got microplastics in our brain. Man, we got to get out of here, man. There's no way we're going to be able to overcome this man in his flesh. We have to be changed, man. This is Matthew 26 and verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. See, our flesh is weak, man. Go, you know what I'm saying? You're going to go off. You try to, you repent and get back up, man, because you got to understand, man, this time we have here in Babylon the Great is for us to be built up in the spirit of the Lord, man, for our faith to increase. It ain't for us to do nothing else, man. It's for our faith to be increased and understand the wickedness that we had to experience, man, for us not to go off again. Verse 41 again, it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And see, that's why we got to be changed, man. This flesh is weak, man. We're willing to do the will of the Lord, but we can't follow the law, all such commandments perfectly. We can't do the things we want to do in the flesh as we can in the spirit, man. So this spirit that we have, the Lord put on us, that didn't put on us, but gave to us for us to repent and return to Him. And this is only for the elect, man. Those that have faith in the Lord, man. This is only for those that have faith in the Lord, man. Everybody else that's walking around thinking that they're good here in Babylon and Great are finna get a reality check, man. This is Romans 8, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, for the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushua have made me free from the law of sin and death. And that's plain, man. Being in this truth and having faith in the Lord is giving us a way out, man. A way to overcome. To the point the Lord is going to have us to overcome death as He did. 2 again, it says, for the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushua have made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, power sending His own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh. See, the Lord overcame for us. He gave His life over for us, man, because we couldn't abide by the law, statutes, commandments here perfectly, man. We couldn't do the things that we wanted to do by the law. The Lord overcame it for us, man. And that's why this spirit that the Lord blessed us to have now to repent and return unto Him is precious to us, because everybody doesn't have this spirit, man. Verse 4 says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us. And that's why Yahushua laid down His life for us. It says, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. And that's why we're walking after the spirit, man. We're not walking after the flesh. We know we can't overcome here in Babylon the Great in this flesh. We have to be changed. But dropping down to verse 9, it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the spirit of power dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of a Mashiach, he is none of his. See? If you walking in the flesh thinking you big and bad, you like Esau thinking that, well, I got this, I got that, and nothing's going to ever be taken from me, you definitely not walking in the spirit, man. You don't think the MOTB is the RFID C-HIP? You're not walking in the spirit of the Lord, man. You walking in the flesh. So the Lord gave us a spirit that we need to overcome. Dropping down to verse 13. Just hit the point real. Well, I'll start at verse 12. It says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. See, if you're living after the flesh, you're gonna die, man. Because all these different technologies putting out everywhere, you're not gonna be able to overcome this man, man. This man is a wicked man. He's a mad scientist. And if you're walking after the flesh, thinking your flesh is going to overcome, you're gonna die, man. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live, man. And our spirit is going to live, man, if you believe. NLT, Romans 8:13, it says, "For if you live by its dedicated, by the um, dictates," make sure I pronounce it correctly.
Dictates.
I did pronounce it correct. Dictates. Look it up real quick. Lay down, authoritatively prescribed. For if you live by its dictates, you will die. But if through the power of the Spirit you put to death the deeds of your sinful nature. See, if we're living by the Spirit, we put down the deeds of this wicked flesh, man. You will live. And that's the whole point, man. Living in our power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Good News Translation, it says, "For if you live according to your human nature, you are going to die." See, you can't live by that, man. If you live by your human nature, you're gonna die, man. Thinking, well, I'm eating good, I'm eating healthy. They done corrupted everything, man. Everything, anything you can think of is corrupted, man. You're not eating good, and you think you might be trying to, you know what I'm saying, put on a keto diet or all herb diet, all fruit diet. It's all corrupted, man. It says, "For if you live according to your flesh, natural human nature, slack, you are going to die. But if by the Spirit you put to death your sinful actions, you will live." And this body it makes us put on the lust of the flesh, man. This flesh makes us lust after the things of the world, man. For money, women, men, women seeking men. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. So that's why we got to put down this sinful nature, and it's in his flesh, man. And this man has it where he can dictate what you think, man, what you desire. So we have to get out of here, man. He's basically trying to control you, man. Control your mind, man. Control your body. So, but yeah, you can't. You got to think, man. If we didn't have this truth, man, we'll be destroyed, man. We will be through. This is Second Corinthians. This is 2 Corinthians 12, and drop down to verse 7. It says, and least I should be exalted above. This is by this Apostle Paul speaking of the thorn he had, and this is why I wanted to pull it. It says, and least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh. So he had to overcome the thorn that he had, man. It says, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, least I should exalt above measure. So we're not to be thinking ourselves more than what we are, man. We're supposed to be humble and believe and exalt Yahweh Shah, not ourselves. It says, for this thing I besought Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah thrice. So he asked the Lord 3 times to take that thorn away, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. See, he said, my grace is sufficient for thee. So that's us now, man. We got all type of sicknesses, you know what I'm saying, high blood pressure, diabetes, the list goes on and on. We got all these ailments in the body, man. And shit, Esau is the reason why we have it, man. All these sicknesses and these different illnesses you have, this man putting He putting shit out there, man. And you might got these ailments from being jabbed when you was first born, man. They give you about 30 some odd jabs when you born. So man, yeah. Let me read, verse 9 it says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. See, the Lord's strength is made perfect in weakness. So the Lord has given us an opportunity to repent and return to the Lord, man. Because he is strengthening us in our weakness, man. He knows our flesh is weak, but he's building our spirit up. And that's what we want, man. We want to be built up in the spirit, man, not in the flesh. It's what even the Lord tell you, exercise profit nothing, man. So we exercising our spirits to believe and have faith more in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and praying the more to the Lord to give us this wisdom and understanding, man, and continue to endure to the very end, man. End of 9, it says, most gladly, therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach might rest upon me. So we're glorying in the Lord, man. We're glorying in the Lord, man. That his power might rest on us, man. So to regular men, we seem weak. But to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he is strengthening us, man. And brothers see the Lord in each other, man. We see the Lord in each other, man. And that's our strength. That's our power, man. The spirit the Lord gave us, man, is a beautiful thing, man, because everyone can't get it. And I'm speaking of the Israelites, man, blacks, Hispanic, and Native American. Everybody can't get this truth, man. And this is power, man. The Lord said the disciples will go to the other end of the world and be given power. And see, this is the power we have, man. And that's Yahweh Shai. 10, it says, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecution, in distress, for Hamashiach's sake. See, we doing all this for the Lord's sake, man. For when I am weak, then I am strong. See, we have been made weak to be comforted and built up in the spirit to be strong, man. This is how brothers going to overcome Esau in these times we're coming into. Because Yahweh Shai is going to be with us, and now he's in us, man. And that's that power that we need in this fight of faith, man. We have been made strong in the Lord, man. We have been made strong, man. And like every day, you know what I'm saying, you get a lesson, you making a lesson, you studying. This is making us strong, man. This is exercising the faith that we have in Yahweh Shai, man. He's building it up in us. Because this spirit that we have is power, man. This is Galatians 5 and verse 16. It says, this I say, then walk in the spirit. See, we're walking in the spirit, man. See, everybody, we on the highways and byways, we in the spirit out there, man. We are, we in the flesh, but we actually in the spirit out there, man. And that's why most people can't hear what we say, man. They see us, but they can't hear what we say. Because it's only for those that's in the spirit. It says, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. See? The lust of the flesh, man. And see, and going, we was once in the world, we was, getting high, getting whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever your crutch was, you was out there doing it. Now you've turned to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the Lord has taken that away from you. You're not walking to fulfill the flesh. You walking to fulfill the spirit of the Lord, man, to do his will and not your own. Verse 17, it says, for the flesh lusteth as against the spirit, and the spirit lusts against the flesh. So the Lord ain't making you contrary to him. So we put away the world, man. It says, and these are contrary the one to another, the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. See? So the Lord took that sinful spirit away from us and blessed us with the spirit that we have now, man. Because the Lord didn't make us contrary to the spirit, man. So we're not in the flesh, man. We're in the spirit, man. And that spirit is being groomed every day to conquer what we need to conquer in this flesh, man. Because a lot of us don't understand, man. You might have to lay your life down for this truth, man. And you have to understand this flesh is nothing, man. The spirit is what's making us, is giving us strength, man. It ain't the flesh, it's the spirit, man. This is Romans 13 and verse 14. It says, but put ye on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. See, don't make provision for the flesh. Prepare through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to put on him, man, to do his will. NLT, it says, instead clothe yourself with the presence of a Mashiach Yahweh Shah, and do not let yourself think about ways to indulge your evil desires. So you got to put away this world, man. You got to put it away, man. That's the only way you're going to be connected to the Lord, man. You can't have both. Good News Translation, it says, but take up the weapons of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach and stop paying attention to your sinful nature and satisfying its desires. So you got to put off this flesh, man. You got to lay it down, man. It's not coming with us. This flesh is not coming with us, man. It's corrupted. This man continues to put illnesses and sicknesses out there. There's no way you, like I said, keep saying it, there's no way you can overcome in this society, man, in this flesh. There's no way. We have to be changed. These bodies have to be changed, man. And you got to say to Wadi Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah that they're going to be changed, man. Because not only the nanotechnology, you have all kind of parasites in this in the food, it's in your body. It's hard to even escape that. So just imagine you trying to live 20, 30 more years in this man's kingdom, and this man got nanotechnology, micro dust, nano dust, and how the hell are you going to be able to make it, man? The reason why I said it because Alizé said we got 20 more years or something. Yeah. Man, you can't. Man, we won't be able to make it, man. Shit, we can't make it. No, shit, you damn near can't make it to 2030, man. Shit, the Lord willing, it go down before then, cause shit, man, we can't take this flesh no longer, man. You got all type of ailments in you, man. You can't fucking damn near get up in the morning, get out the bed. Shit, I walked up the stairs a little bit ago, man. My damn knee down there gave out. And you gotta shake it off like it's it's fucking crazy, man. This First Peter 4 and verse 1, it says, for as much then as a Mashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. See, the Lord suffered in the flesh, so we arming ourselves with the same mind, man. The Lord gave down his life. That might be our lot as well, man. So you prepare through the spirit to give down your life, man, like Yahweh Shah did. He says, for he that hath suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men. See, we're not living the rest of our time in the lust of men. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? You got people lusting after food, man. But to the will of power. See, we live into the will of power, not the lust of this world, man. Everything that we need is documented in the scriptures, man. And we took heed to that. So we know what's going to be given to us and what we need to have to endure to the very end, man. This is 1 Corinthians 15. I'm going to drop down to verse 50. It says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of power. See, you're going to have to give your life up regardless, man. This flesh and blood is not going into a cherry. It's not going to go into the kingdom of heaven. So you got to wrap your mind around it, man. So there's no need to take this man's MOTB, because regardless, if you take it, you're gonna be put to death, and that's gonna be by the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. You don't want to die by the hand of the Lord, man. You want to have an honorable death if that's your lot. Now, verse 50 again, it says, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of power, neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. See that? We're not all going to sleep. You're going to be changed. Boom. You out of the spirit out of this flesh. And beamed up into a chariot. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. See, the dead going to be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. See, we're going to be changed, man. So all this technology and all this stuff that he's putting out there, man, it's not going to travel into the kingdom of heaven. That ends here. It's going to be destroyed here. It's going to be finished here. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. And that's what we're going to do, man. Put on immortality. And we're going to live forever, man. We ain't going to worry about being sick. We ain't going to worry about the ailments, parasites, and nanotechnology, and the MOTB in you, and you got high blood pressure, diabetes, and all this madness, man. But soon, the Lord is going to return, man. We're going to get out of here, man. So I'm into that Lord Williams edifying. Shalom. Shalom.